Well, I stopped down here the other day and talked to him for a little bit, and he couldn't say enough things about Bob and the rest of the crew around here for being helpful. He said we just love coming up here versus like Des Moines or some other place. And he said you just get the most help, got no complaints whatsoever. Some of them are making cookies and brownies down there for him. But he really was appreciative of the people here in the community.
I would echo that as well.
They just couldn't say enough. I did mention here that now we have 20% more flow going through.
Yeah, we do.
Because of that line, that phantom line that just appeared.
Yep.
What's that hooked to a sanitary or probably a tile pump?
Well,
or something?
we think it's sewer. It looks like sewer. You never know 100%, but it has the characteristics
How
of
big a
sewer.
line is it?
It was an 8-inch pipe, and it is definitely a phantom line. So I don't keep everybody tied up here, I'll try to tell you what I know about it when we get done here and kind of give you the rundown of all the detail work on that. But yeah, fairly significant pipe.
Well, 20% increase down there at the sewer plant is a lot.
That is a lot. That's right.
And we're talking, bone dry.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. There's no I&I out here right now. So yeah, it is a big deal. Right now the pipe has been running about 1/3 full on the highest days. Not that I'm wishing for rain, but in some ways I wouldn't mind it raining to see how full the pipe runs.
So where is it going now? It's not going straight into the river, or is it?
The water from that pipe?
Huh?
The water from that pipe?
Yeah.
That is going to the plant now.
That's where it wasn't before this.
And before
We don't know for sure.
Would you assist? Okay, maybe I won't ask. Maybe I don't want to know where it went.
That's not going to cause an issue with the lift station.
It should not. We did increase the pump size over there at the pump station as much as possible. The thing to remember with this pipe is the pipe that's being replaced was an old clay tile that was broken all over the place. So when the creek came up, so did the water. It was serving as a tile line, really, and that's in places down there fairly sandy. So when it rained hard, you were getting loads of what we call I&I, infiltration, serves as a tile line. The new pipe, being nearly 100%, if not 100%, sealed, won't experience that I&I. However, on the other hand, the old pipe had a couple of manholes that when they got overloaded, it would blow the covers off, and it would vent the sewage, and it would vent it into the creek, and that's not uncommon. That sounds, oh my goodness. That happens all over the place, and DNR is big on trying to solve it. You've taken the step to solve it. That's a big deal. What I guess I'm alluding to is we might see peaks that are a little peakier, and we might see dry spells that are a little drier. Because we're not getting the leakage out of the ground, but we're also not venting when the water gets really, really high. The biggest culprit appears to be that Audubon Street. There's a sewer that comes in from Audubon Street into a manhole that also comes in from 10th Street and 11th Street. So roughly speaking, half of Sac City goes through that one spot. And that Audubon Street sewer is very leaky. If you go out there and open it even today, there's a lot of water in it. And to answer your question, a lot of it is clear water. Footing drain potentially, just plain groundwater leakage, a lot of things like that. So, short answer, we put the biggest pumps that we can put in that lift station and still be able to use the force main you have. And at that point, you're a lot better off to go look for the leaks. Because
we need to keep looking.
You do, and it is a big deal. It is really important.
It's going to be an ongoing project until
It
it
is.
gets all taken care of.
It is, and it never goes away. And as the older pipes get older and older, they leak more. And the thing to keep in the back of your head is, when the plant was built, it was designed for a population of 5,000 people with a fairly significant industrial load in 1978. Today, your population, I believe, is 2,350. And we're still bumping the edge sometimes of being able to treat the water. That's why the flow equalization basin's going in. What that should tell you, I guess, in the back of your head is we have some leaks that we ought to look at.
Well, if we know that Autumn Street pipe is that bad, then do we need to look at lining that?
You do, and that would be a really good idea. Get it in next year's budget, get it in some budget. You know, and if you can only afford to do 3 blocks at a time, pick the worst 3 and do 3 at a time. And every bit of it helps. And the thing to remember is you're all paying to treat that water, and it's groundwater. The other thing that you really ought to be thinking about is sump pumps and footing drains. And I know that's a really hard thing to do, but I did talk to Mason City and to Clear Lake here a while back, and they had a really creative idea. Instead of charging into people's houses and let me look at your sump pump, they made it much easier. They simply told everybody it costs us, I think it was $100 roughly a month to treat water from a sump pump. If you have a sump pump, or if you will let us into your house and verify that your pump is in the right place, you get $100 knocked off your bill. If you don't, we got to charge you the $100 because we assume that you're pumping water. And they had nearly 100% compliance in the first couple of months because everybody was like, okay, cool. We see what the implication is. Most people don't do it on purpose. They just don't know. And they don't realize. And the reality is, in an 8-inch sewer, 6 sump pumps exceed the capacity of many 8-inch sewers. So that's a big deal. And it's something to think about. And I think you already have an ordinance against doing it. It's just a matter of, it's difficult to verify this been done.
Well, I like this procedure. Mason City or Clear Lake we utilize.
It's a lot less
Instead of
painful.
going in there like G.I. Joe, go
Right.
and then they turn right around and let it go back.
Exactly. And part of that was education too. They held several meetings and they said, okay, here's why this is such a big deal. You know, with your pump going and the pumps up the road going, this is why your basements are flooding. If we can get those out of there, we're helping everybody. And so coupled with an education program, which doesn't have to be a big deal, they really got a lot of really good compliance, and they didn't generate a lot of hard feelings. So it's something to keep in the back of your head, and it's a pretty cheap program. Anything else on the pipe? Maybe give you 2 seconds on the lining. Municipal pipe tool, I think, is done. They've lined manholes down here in the park. They've lined pipe and manholes up on 11th Street, up Gishwiller, up 12th. And Dwayne was telling me the other day he did notice the difference at the plant. So I think we hit the right spots. And the park down in here in the fairgrounds we knew was a bad leaky spot. So it appears to have done the right thing. So I think you got a good benefit for the money you spent there. And I believe they're either done or awfully close.
Could you give us a rough estimate of what it costs a block to line?
The price with televising, lining, post-televising, and cutting was, I think, about $24 a foot with the liner.
Well, I think what we had would cost more than that.
I think that was pretty close, but I could be wrong.
36 or something total. That's what we approved last time, that addition down here.
I don't think it was quite that much.
34, 36.
Down here it may have been a little higher because we had a lot more root problems and they had to go in and saw roots out.
Oh, okay.
On the regular street, it seems like it was in the $24 range, but I could verify that for you.
I would just, so we could start planning on doing
It's a
something. 'cause
good idea.
I am concerned about that 20% increase
Absolutely.
that all of a sudden appeared overnight.
Absolutely.
You know, we may have cut down some places here in town, but I would like to see, you know, I'm going, oh,
Right?
About 300 foot in a block.
Yeah, 300 to 400 feet usually. So, you know, if you figure $25, even if you figure $30, you know, make sure you got enough money. $30 times 300, about $9,000 a block.